Buyer guarantee and over 100 million tickets sold. That's something to sing, laugh, cheer, scream, buy about. Head to vividseats.com for terms and conditions. Vivid Seats. Life happens live.
You're listening to 1050 ESPN, your home for New York Islanders hockey. WEPN New York, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max.
John Wolford and the Rams, after they rushed for 9, it's Baker Mayfield making his Rams debut.
When I woke up this morning, I was feeling pretty dangerous.
15 seconds, Mayfield flings it, left side, end zone. Caught by Van Jefferson! With 9 seconds remaining, touchdown, LA!
It's been a tough year, to be honest with you, and this is a good way to kickstart this journey here.
It's the one and only D.R.E. Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max on ESPN Radio, ESPN app, ESPN2. We're presented by Progressive Insurance. You're going to want to call us on the Dr. Pepper call-in line today, 888-SAY-ESPN, 729-3776, because question this morning somehow. You go to sleep, it's almost like, not a publicity stunt, but like, they just need a warm body to play quarterback in L.A., and you wake up, and the question is Baker Mayfield the answer for the Rams? Harry Douglas in for Key and Jay today. Morning, Harry.
Good morning, Max. And this is unbelievable. The man got there on Tuesday night.
Tuesday night,
Max.
That's crazy.
Tuesday night, and leads them to a game-winning touchdown drive.
You know what's so funny about what I saw last night, Harry? And for anyone who missed it, Raiders are up 2 scores. Baker Mayfield early in the game comes off the bench and brings them back with 2 touchdowns, but the go-ahead score with, I don't know, what was it, 3-4 seconds left in the game? They start on their own
2-yard line.
2-yard line. He takes them 98 yards. By the way, game over at one point.
Minute and 35 seconds.
Game over, and they call it back, right? Throws the pick, call it back. Winds up hitting Van Jefferson on a beautiful pass. I mean, this dude.
Oh, Baker headbutting people. Lord have mercy.
It's so funny, Harry. Look, we're showing on ESPN2 right now his fourth quarter. So first 3 quarters, he's 7 of 15 with 89 passing yards. In the fourth quarter, 15 of 20 for a $141 and a touchdown with no interceptions. That's the second most completions in any quarter in his career, but that's the longest drive to win a game in the fourth quarter in 45 years, I want to say.
Yeah.
45 years. It's unbelievable. You know, Harry, it just goes to show the way I feel about Baker this morning has changed.
Me too. Because I just said yesterday, Max, that no, Sean McVay couldn't revitalize his career. I just said it yesterday. I have a change of heart this morning.
Maybe we're being the prisoners of the moment. We'll see. He turns back into a pumpkin next week. But it just goes to show, for me at least, that you're never done writing your script. You write your own script. Listen, I didn't even understand when I was a kid, Harry. It took me till I was an adult when people say, you're responsible for everything that happens to you. And I thought, wait, that doesn't make any sense as a kid. I'm not I didn't cause all this bad luck, whatever. It's someone else's fault, right? But what that means is not you caused it. What it means is it's happening to you. So ain't no one else going to take responsibility for it. That's just the way it is. You have to take responsibility for it. You got to own it. And it literally took me till I was an adult. And Baker Mayfield has taken responsibility for his career here. You know, he is
for once.
Right. But that's part of growing up.
That's part of growth. That's a big part of growth. And I'm not gonna lie to you, Max. Like, did I think it was gonna happen? No, I didn't. And I'm gonna be up here and be a man and say that. But at the same time, it was also refreshing to see, because knowing what all Baker has been through, right? And some of it he calls on himself, some of it probably not. But to be at this moment and ask for that release from the Carolina Panthers, because potentially the San Francisco 49ers might have picked him up, but they didn't. But the Rams scooped him up. And then to go out there on a Thursday night. This is a short week, Max, which is one of the hardest weeks to play on because, number one, you know, your body might be different, but then to play on a new team, but you still had the familiar offense, you know, from Kevin Stefanski and, you know, that Shanahan tree and whatnot, dating all the way back to Gary Kubiak and that whole nine and Cal and Mike Shanahan. So you had some familiar terminology. Some things may have been different, but it's not like they can go out there and run the whole playbook. It's not like they can go out there and run the whole playbook, Max. Seriously.
It shows you, and Sean McVay was talking about that he's a quick study, obviously, but it shows you from the moment this happened, this dude had his nose in the books. There's no other way.
On the
right?
airplane.
On the plane, studying, preparing. Yep. And then, yeah, Thursdays, funky things can happen. So like it gives you the opportunity for it, but you know, do you take advantage or not? Be a part of Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max Nation on the Dr. Pepper call online. Call us at 888-SAY-ESPN. That's 888-729-3776. ESPN Nation is presented by Dr. Pepper. It ain't college football season without the delicious taste of an ice cold Dr. Pepper, the one fans deserve. Here is Baker himself. I'm pulling off the fourth quarter comeback.
Considering how you got here, is there something cathartic about winning like that? Not just winning, but winning in a big way like that.
Yeah, I don't know if you can write it any better than that. Obviously, we'd like to be a little bit more stress-free, but it's a pretty damn good story, I'll be honest with you. So it's special.
I mean, they could barely do the interview post-game because everyone was so geeked up. They were like talking at him, and I got it. I was like, you know, like it's hard to ask open-ended questions when you just saw what you saw, and everyone's just like telling them what he thinks, and he has to sit there responding to it because he did the post-game on the Amazon broadcast. It was, here's the question right now, Harry.
Yep.
Could Baker Mayfield, I can't believe I'm asking this right now. Again, maybe I'm being prisoner of the moment. But Sean McVay can do some things now. Can Baker Mayfield be the long-term answer at quarterback for the Rams if the Matthew Stafford situation winds up being serious? He had a spinal contusion.
Which is something that you can't play with. Anything dealing with your spinal area, Max, you have to take seriously, and you can't just, you know, hey, I'm going to go back out there. No, it's a lot of things you got to weigh, right? You think about your family, and don't really want to bring this up, but you also think about the stuff that Matthew Stafford's wife has been through over the years too. So a lot of that stuff plays into factor with Matthew Stafford and making the decision and where he's going to be moving forward. So all that plays into it.
Matt in Atlantic City. You're on with Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max. Harry Douglas in for Key and J today, ESPN Radio.
Hey, Max, good morning, Harry. I'm driving into work here, and I always love listening. And to credit what you said, Max, in the opening, you wake up, it's like you go to bed, it's a publicity stunt. You wake up, and Baker Mayfield has a game-winning drive for a touchdown. I mean, and nothing against Matt Stafford, but you know what? I agree, Max. I think he can be the long-term quarterback for the Rams. I mean, he's only been with these receivers, you know what, for a couple of days. You know what? Prisoner of the moment, like you said. You know, it was a great game, a Thursday night short game. But if you're asking if he could be the long-term quarterback, I really think he can, Max.
Yeah.
And you guys have a great weekend.
Thanks. I mean, like with Stefanski, he was a top 10 QBR, right? And now look, he's not fast, he's not tall. Those work against you. You got to be able to outrun, you know, guys in that front seven coming at you, right? And he can't do that. But it's not like he can't move at all. He's not a statue. And he has a strong arm and an accurate arm, and he can read defenses well. Like, that's actually the most important stuff.
And I'll tell you, I think the most impressive thing for me, though, Max, is when you look at this Rams football team and how deficient they have been this season. On the defensive side, they had no Aaron Donald. But on the offensive side, you had no Cooper Kupp, no Allen Robinson, and, of course, no Matthew Stafford. He's out there with Van Jefferson, who I love, though, because I played for his father, Sean Jefferson, so I know he understands the game.
Yeah, he's a real NFL receiver, for sure.
You're out there with Ben Skoranek, who's been playing some H-back, tight end, and wide receiver type stuff. Who's from Louisville, one of their second-round draft pick, who they had high aspirations for, who stepped up last night tremendously as well. You're out there with those three guys. It's not like you're out there with Kupp and Allen Robinson. You're out there with those three guys, and you're out there making plays left and right.
Should Baker Mayfield be the long-term answer for the Rams? 888-SAY-ESPN, 888-729-3776. Yeah, you're going to get to talk about it. Harry Douglas, you want to slip one more in before the break?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Roe, is that Roe? In Phoenix. You're on with Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max. Harry Douglas in for Key and J, ESPN Radio.
Good morning. Good morning, fellas.
Good morning.
I'm gonna tell you guys what, man. I turned my back for 2 seconds, right? And I'm on a phone call. I turn around and it's 17:16. And thank God it's on Prime Video, so I could push rewind to go back and watch. And I'm like, what the hell did just happen? And I don't know if, Baker, this is the answer for Baker, man, because, the dude's a good dude. He just needs something like this to kickstart that, being the number 1 draft pick and all that jazz, man. But I'm going to tell you what, you can't turn your back on Baker Mayfield with the Rams, man. I hope he's the long-term solution for him. And, hopefully Stafford is, he does the right thing and just, steps away and takes care of himself, That's all I got. And you guys have a great day.
You too.
You guys are the best, man.
Thank you.
Appreciate you, brother. Baker being a good guy, we're going to get into that because I don't think all his teammates always thought so.
Yeah.
They didn't really rock with him, as the kids say, right? But that doesn't always have to be that way. You can write your own script and you can change course in your life. It is never too late. Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max, Harry Douglas in for Key and J, 888-SAY-ESPN. Should Baker be the long-term solution for the Rams? Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max.
Say my name again, Max.
What do you think I said?
The way you emphasize Keyshawn.
Keyshawn.
It wasn't just like Keyshawn. You're like Keyshawn. Oh, he got that swag like that.
This is Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max.
I got a load full of paprika, garlic, black pepper, and salt for the all-new breading-free blackened chicken sandwich. Do you copy?
Copy that.
You think others will copy us?
Let them try.
Introducing the new blackened chicken sandwich. No breading, all flavor.
Come in the house. Watch a little soccer. Nice. Bro, are you eating my Lay's?
Yep. It's the FIFA World Cup. And it's football.
Those are chips.
Crisps.
But that is soccer.
No, my friend, that is football.
Okay. Definition. Soccer is a round ball. Football is an oval ball. Like those golden balls.
I own my own soccer team. I know.
You just said the word soccer.
Don't forget the chips for the FIFA World Cup.
Don't hog the Tostitos.
You said close your eyes, don't look down. Fall into me, and I'll catch you, darling. We'll dance in the street like nobody's watching. It's just you and me. And the song.
Celebrate every kiss. Get financing that fits your budget with low monthly payments.
Deep sea driving, I see.
Something like that.
Well, here's something else. With your Farmers Policy Perk new car replacement, you can get a new one.
That is something else.
Get a whole lot of something with Farmers Policy Perks.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
This is Mary Ann's first time visiting Paris.
Madame, où allez-vous?
Before Mary Ann packed her bags, before she attempted her first sentence in French, before she completed her first 15-minute lesson,
yes,
she downloaded Babbel. Babbel helped unlock her lifelong dream of learning French. She started speaking in just 3 weeks. So when it came time to tell the cab driver to take her to the Hotel Pierre,
j'aimerais aller à l'Hôtel Pierre.
Oh, c'est très bien. J'espère que votre voyage s'est bien passé.
150 language experts and educators designed Babbel to be the most efficient and effective way to learn a new language. Babbel focuses on natural conversation. You'll remember what you learn, and you can speak and pronounce with confidence. Start speaking a new language in 3 weeks. Try it for free at Babbel.com.
Christmas!
That's going to leave a mark.
I can't feel my legs.
Those are my legs.
Watch Freeform's 25 Days of Christmas.
I
I'd like to thank our sponsor, Liberty Mutual. They customize your car insurance so you only pay for what you need. Contestants ready? Go! No. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
More truck owners are switching to Ram, which means more people with holiday spirit are switching to Ram. And more people with not so much. More people who love the cold. And more people who don't. More good neighbors. And more people covered in tree sap are switching to Ram.
Now get $2,000 total bonus cash plus no monthly payments for 90 days on the 2022 Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cab.
Introducing the new non-breaded Popeyes Blackened Chicken Sandwich. Marinated in bold Louisiana spices without the breading. This juicy filet is served classic or spicy on a toasted brioche bun. Try it for just $4.99. No breading, all flavor.
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
All right, second possession. It's Baker Mayfield making his Rams debut. 15 seconds. Mayfield flings it left side end zone. Wow!
I don't know if you can run any better than that.
A come from behind. 17-16 win. Keyshawn, J. Willimax, Harry Douglas in for Key today. Baker Mayfield. People. 98 yards for the game winner.
He shook the room, Max.
Dude landed in L.A. Tuesday. He had not been there for 48 hours. New team, new playbook, the whole thing. New teammates.
New start.
Against the team fighting for their playoff lives when the defending champion Rams, for whom he is playing, are dead in the water. There is no reason for them to be playing that hard. And the Raiders have everything to lose.
I can't wait to get it. We're not going to get into that right now, but I can't wait to get into that part, man.
All right, we're going to get into that. Look, first let me tell you that, Harry, we are presented by Progressive Insurance. Let me also tell you that every day on this show, as you are aware, we've been telling listeners, we've been telling you listening in your car right now, on the app right now. Click on the more on the lower right-hand corner of the ESPN app. Scroll down to live radio, and there we are. On your smart speaker, say play ESPN. If you've downloaded the podcast, it's after the fact. But you're watching on ESPN2 or Sirius XM Channel 80. We've been telling you that all you had to do to win $2,500 every hour during the KJM 10K a day giveaway, Harry, it ended technically at the end of the show on Wednesday. We'd done 20 days of it and given away $200,000, $2,500 at a time to 80 different people, or so we thought. But of the 80 people we texted to say that they had won, not everyone claimed their prize. Wow. So what do we do with that money? My suggestion was I should have it, but I was outvoted. No, this is what we decided to do, Harry. The holidays are coming up. We thought it was crazy not to give the money away, right? So their loss is your gain.
Or one person's trash is another person's treasure.
Well, no, it's not trash, Harry.
Well, I'm saying if they didn't pick it up, maybe they thought it was trash, Max. Silly them.
We've got more money to give away is the upshot. We're going to give you all the details on Monday's show at 10 a.m. Eastern. Make sure you tune in to hear more. All right. Harry, we've been talking about Baker and the Rams, and people want to weigh in. Matthew Stafford, spinal contusion. He had an elbow issue. He had spent his career in Detroit as the number 1 overall pick with top 5 for a lot of time arm talent, and sometimes getting a team that wasn't that good to the playoffs where they didn't have any business being, but they weren't winning in the playoffs. They haven't won a playoff game in a billion years, 60-something years, and one playoff win. And really the question about Stafford is he just a loser, right? People were asking that. Is he a talented loser? So think about your Matthew Stafford. The first time you're in a winning situation, what are you going to do? He won the Super Bowl, and he did it after Tom Brady had led his team, the defending champ, on a touchdown drive to take the lead, and your team is feeling the pressure. You can't snap the ball. You can't hold on to it. Now it's Stafford's turn. Time's running out. Takes him right down the field, scores his touchdown. with some great throws under intense pressure. Stafford has proven every single thing he needed to prove year one. The first time he's in a winning situation, the man won the Super Bowl. Harry, he's made his money. He legit might step away. I mean, you can't rule that out. You just put yourself in his position. Is Baker, therefore, after what you saw last night, maybe the long-term answer? Nick in Ohio. You're on with Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max. Harry Douglas in for Key and J.
Hey, good morning, guys. Here's the thing. Baker has to be the backup. You have to bring him in off the bench. He has to be the underdog. If you make him the starter, that's going to ruin it. He needs to be the guy. Don't give him a playbook. Don't give him a locker. Don't give him a handshake. Just have him go in there and tell him to perform.
Well, no, I think the situation that he's been in, I think last year, and having to fight and claw for a spot and to be a starting quarterback, I think that's a learning experience for Baker Mayfield. I think that's a growing moment for Baker Mayfield. Last night as well, I think was another growing moment for Baker Mayfield. So I won't sit up here and just say that he has to be a backup and don't give him a locker and do all that. I just think that's a little excessive. I'm just saying, like with Baker Mayfield, what you've seen last night, and we know what we know about Matthew Stafford, and we do know this is not his first back injury or anything dealing with his back. You have to consider this if you're Sean McVay, if you're Les Snead of the Rams, like, okay, there's a possibility that Matthew Stafford may walk away from the game of football. Because at the end of the day, listen, the game of football is marvelous. It was great to me, but it doesn't trump being with your kids, being with your family. It's just a game, right? There's more to life than football. So I think it's a perfect situation for Baker Mayfield to be the starting quarterback for the Rams moving forward.
Josh in Connecticut, what you got?
Hey, good morning, fellas.
Good morning.
I got to say, I think this is an egregious overreaction that Baker should be the future of this team. I mean, we're really talking one quarter where he showed up last night. And if you want to give him the next week, 2 weeks, okay, but the future of this team, I mean, Stafford is paid through 2026, big money, 2 first-round picks for him. I mean, that's just a huge overreaction, in my opinion, guys.
All right. I mean,
I don't think so though, Max, because it's not like we're talking about Matthew Stafford playing terrible and playing bad. We're talking about Matthew Stafford having a spinal contusion.
I think the overreaction is really tied to Baker and who he is too,
Yes.
right? You don't get to be the number one pick for no reason.
No.
Like if you are Jamarcus Russell, or you are what's his name with Peyton Manning's draft, who's turned it around,
Andrew Luck?
No. Ryan Leaf, or you could say whatever you want about those guys. There was a reason they got drafted up high like that,
Yes.
right? It's in there somewhere. Baker Mayfield, Sam Bradford, guys who worked out or didn't to one level or another. When you go one overall, you can play football. It doesn't mean it's going to work out in the NFL, but something's in there. And Baker has shown that on the NFL level. He, as I said, top 10 QBR in the playoffs, a couple of years ago when he was healthy on a good team. From one guy who could be his team's long-term answer, maybe, Harry, to another. We're going to explain after My Computer Career. Friends, is your job recession-proof? Now might be the perfect time to switch careers and become an IT professional with My Computer Career. IT is listed as one of the top recession-proof professions. You could have your dream job in just months, not years. No experience needed. Take classes online or on campus, and financial aid is available to those who qualify, including the GI Bill. Go to mycomputercareer.edu. Take the free career evaluation. It's not rocket science. It's mycomputercareer.edu.
Grady. The next coach is going to come in and say he can fix Russell Wilson, and then he's going to get fired. So Russell Wilson is going to be that rare quarterback that can actually get 2 coaches fired.
Weekday mornings at 10 Eastern on ESPN Radio. This is Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max.